The Chair has notice of an application for an emergency debate from the Honourable Member for Welland.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for recognizing me today about what is indeed in Ontario and Quebec and Eastern Canada an absolute emergency, which is indeed the drought that we've seen for those of us who live in Ontario, Quebec, and eastward in the Atlantic provinces, albeit not in every specific part of those provinces, Mr. Speaker. What indeed we've seen is drought. So when I look at my own home province and my own constituency, we saw record high temperatures in what should have been the winter time that caused the budding of apple trees to see them freeze and lose 80% of that crop, and then followed with a drought for the 20% of the crop that's now about half the size of what it should be. So not only apple producers will lose 80% of their crop, the last 20 that actually managed to make its way through is indeed just about half the size. And so what we've seen across Ontario and Quebec, Mr. Speaker, the cause of this drought, which only one can imagine what the cause would be, but what the effect has been on primary producers and farmers has absolutely been of a devastating effect. We've seen hay prices today triple what they were 1 year ago. So if you're looking for a round bale of hay, a large bale, which was $30 last year, it is now $100. We're seeing farmers who have basically liquidated their livestock because they can no longer afford to feed them, and in other cases liquidating their livestock because they can no longer find feed in Eastern Canada for their livestock. This is a catastrophe that is happening, that we need to deal with in an immediate basis. I was with my colleagues in Temiskaming just this summer talking to a blueberry producer who tried to harvest his blueberries, but they were all so small they literally fell through the screening to the ground, and he harvested ne'er one. Not one single blueberry did he harvest. His colleague just to the west of him, who was indeed looking at his livestock, it's reduced his herd by 2/3 because he can't find feed. The Ontario Federation of Agriculture, Mr. Speaker, believe it or not, is holding fundraisers. That's correct, fundraisers for farmers to buy feed because they can't afford it. In this day and age, Mr. Speaker, why are we holding a fundraiser like it's a bake sale on a Sunday afternoon at church for primary producers who find themselves in such a predicament of no fault of their own because of a drought that we all recognize has been of a catastrophic nature? So what we need, Mr. Speaker, is we need to have that discussion in this House so that indeed we can find a way to remedy those problems in an expeditious way. We know the programs exist, albeit my friend the Minister of Agriculture has reduced those programs going forward. We need to find a way to remedy it now, not sometime into the future, and I'd appreciate your consideration of that, Mr. Speaker, and I appreciate the time.
I thank the Honourable Member for the letter he sent me and for bringing this matter to the House. I don't find it meets the test of under the standing orders. I do note that there are supply days that are starting to be allotted. I'm sure the member can talk to officials in his party to see if that's one avenue that he might be able to pursue.